morning, friends.
Good morning.
Hopefully I'm talking loud enough for those of you that are learning from home because I forgot to charge the speaker. So it should be ready to go by the time we do, what do we do next? Reading. All right, so yesterday we started working on the writing from a turkey's perspective, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we read the story about the kids that went on their field trip and what ended up happening.
They took the turkeys back because they didn't want them to be eaten.
Right, they took the turkeys home with them, not to eat, but to save them, right? So then you had to, well, as a group, we came up with a whole bunch of different food ideas that could be eaten at Thanksgiving instead of you, the turkey.
Mm-hmm.
And you wrote your thought down for the food that you thought would be much better to have at Thanksgiving instead of turkey. Okay, so I also wrote mine down. Peanut butter and jelly sandwiches would be the best Thanksgiving food. Now, what we're going to do is we have to come up with 3 reasons why that is the best food for Thanksgiving. Okay, so I have my examples written, but obviously I have them covered up so that I'm just talking about them one at a time. Now, I was trying to think about peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, which seems really odd at Thanksgiving time, but I'm a turkey and I don't want to be eaten. So I have to come up with really good reasons why they should eat peanut butter and jelly sandwiches instead of me. So my first thought was, peanut butter is full of protein and it's all you need to fill you up. Okay, so remember, we're turkeys. And we're convincing these humans to eat this instead of us. Now, I want you to think of a reason why they should eat the food that you wrote down instead of eating you. Why should they eat that food instead of you? What's a really good reason you can think of? So once you have that reason thought of in your mind why they should eat this instead of you, go ahead and write that down for reason 1.
So we only have to write.
You're only writing the one reason in this box. Okay, you all are coming up with really good reasons for your first reason. Make sure you only have one reason in here, because our second reason and then our last reason go in the other boxes. All right, so now, put this up a little bit, maybe. So me as the turkey, thinking about peanut butter and jelly sandwiches and why they would be the absolute best meal for humans for Thanksgiving. My second reason is that jelly from the sandwich will take care of your, I don't know what I was writing there, of your I meant to write sweet tooth. Do you know what that means, sweet tooth? Like if you like sweets? Okay, so we'll take care of your sweet tooth for the meal also. So they're not only getting their protein from the peanut butter and jelly sandwich that I'm suggesting, but they're also getting that sweetness from it too. It's kind of like a 2-for-1 type of thing. Now I want you to think of a second really good reason why they should eat the food you chose, that you've suggested to them. Give another reason they should choose that food over you. Okay. My third reason. Because if you think of like a traditional Thanksgiving meal, is there a lot to clean up afterwards? This turkey's thinking. The cleanup would be simple, not so many dirty dishes. All right, so not necessarily about the food itself, right? I was thinking about, well, it would save them time from having to do all this cleanup. But I want you to think of your third reason why they should choose that food for their Thanksgiving meal. Okay, so everybody is finished or close to being finished, it looks like. So now, what we're gonna do, we're gonna turn these 4 pieces of information that we have into our really short story. And you're writing from what perspective? Who are you?
Turkey.
Okay, so you're writing from the turkey's perspective. And what is the purpose of this writing? What are you trying to do in this writing? Amy?
The convince the person to eat that food that you put down.
Right. And when you convince someone, do you know another word for that that's used in writing? Begins with a P. Jenny?
Persuade.
We are persuading them. This is persuasive writing that we're going to be working on. So now what we're going to do is you're going to get a paper that looks like, whoop, can't see the top of it, that looks like this. And this is what we're going to write our persuasive piece on. Okay, since we're doing this in so few days, we're not going to worry about like our sloppy copy, our first draft. We're just going to go straight to this paper. Okay, so actually, let me get my sheet out from under there. I'll just write on the board here. No, that's not what I wanted. Gosh, you guys got me all frazzled. That's what I meant to hit. Okay, so now we're going to use this information to put it together in a short piece of writing. So instead of just starting with this sentence, what would be kind of a fun way to get our readers' attention when we start our writing? Because we want to grab their attention right away so that they aren't like, oh, it's just another turkey trying to tell me something. So what would be an attention grabber to start us out? Jenny, what do you think?
One day I was talking with somebody and I said, what are we going to have for Thanksgiving? They said turkey and I didn't want turkey.
Okay, think of how you could maybe shorten it because we're only going to be writing on this one piece of paper. Because remember, you are the turkey. You're writing pretending like you're a turkey. Connor?
That, like, no turkey for Thanksgiving.
Okay, you could do it as like an announcement.
Yes.
All right. Amy?
You can say like, hey, you, you should not have turkey for Thanksgiving. You should have this.
Okay, so like a, hey you! Is that what you were referring to? Okay, I like that.
You could, do like the turkey says, turkey? No, you should do this instead.
Okay. All right, so I'll try to think of a different way here. I hope that you'll write neater than I am. Actually, it's not gonna let me erase that, is it? Okay, I'll just go with it. Okay, so my attention grabber, my starter is turkey for Thanksgiving? Have you lost your mind? I have a much better idea for you. And then I would start in with this. But we're going to take this one step at a time. I'm going to have you think of your own. This is my own, right? Think of your own idea for your attention grabber at the very beginning of what we're writing. Do you notice how I indented this a little bit? Do you remember what indented means? Think about if there's a dent in something. What happens to it? Does it stay nice and flat, or does it get pushed in?
Pushed in.
So an indentation, to indent means to push it in just a little bit. All right, so you now are writing like you're the turkey, remember? Think of a really good attention grabber that's going to catch that human's interest in wanting to read more. All right, so go ahead and think of your attention grabber and start writing it down, indenting that first sentence. Make sure you indent. Once you have your attention grabber at the beginning, just set your pencil down, then I'll know you're ready to move on. Okay, so now, oh, where did I put it? Sorry. Looking back our organizer here. Have we even started anything on this yet? No, not yet. All we did was grab our reader's attention. And now that we have their attention with our good introduction, we're going to start on this. Okay, so the one food that you chose, because you haven't mentioned that yet, turkey for Thanksgiving? Have you lost your mind? I have a much better idea for you. Now I'm going to introduce to them what they should eat instead. So I'm going to say peanut butter and jelly sandwiches would be the best Thanksgiving food. Okay, so the only thing I've done off of my paper now is introduce to them, tell them the food they should eat. All right, so go ahead and think of how you're going to turn this part of your organizer into your next sentence. Mm-hmm. Yep, if you mentioned your food in your attention grabber, you need to rework that. You're not introducing your food in your very first sentence. All right, now the next thing that we're going to do, we're going to get our first reason written down, and then that's probably all that we'll have time for this morning before we have to go to music and PE. All right, so my reason one said peanut butter is full of protein and is all you'd need to fill you up. So I have peanut butter and jelly sandwiches would be the best Thanksgiving food. So I'm just going to say one reason I say this is because peanut butter is full of protein and it will fill you up better than turkey will. Or else just say better than turkey. Okay, so there's my first reason. One reason I say this is because peanut butter is full of protein and it will fill you up better than turkey. Look at your first reason. How are you going to turn that into a persuading sentence written by you, the turkey? Once you have that first reason written as a complete sentence, put all of that in your folder again so that you have it for tomorrow. And then you can get your PE shoes on.